Hello. Marriage or a relationship? If you are in a marriage or a relationship, is it harder to stay in your marriage if it is not really working, or is it harder to leave? This is our topic for today, and you are with Abby. Today from Arosa Wellbeing Center, we'll talk about this topic with my beautiful guests here, Teresha, Dr. Farah, and Elise. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi everyone.
How are you?
Good.
It's quite sensitive topic.
Yes, it is. It's a big one.
It's a big one.
It's a big one, yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Very, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Elise, what do you think? Is it really harder to stay in a relationship? And I don't want to use the word suffer, but something like that, or
Yeah.
simply leave? And do we really simply leave?
Yeah, this is a really big topic to discuss in such a short amount of time. For me, I think it's more of a question is how is, if a relationship breaks down, it can, not always, but it can be coming from, it can start a long time before the actual should we stay or should we break up. And I think for me it's about acknowledging sometimes, not in all cases of course, that there's so many different possibilities out here.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's harder for us to acknowledge ourselves and our situation on a personal level, as opposed to the marriage as a couple. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm explaining that very well.
No, you're right.
But it can be very difficult to admit the point where how you reach that point, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Exactly.
And what role have I played in that? I think that's a very, very difficult.
It's an interesting question. Yeah.
That's a very difficult.
Yeah.
Before you decide whether to stay or go, I think that's.
But I think that's key that you're saying, because I think many people don't often look at themselves, like, what role did I play in this?
And it doesn't have to be always the case that you have done something. Of course there are.
No, but I think that's the thing, right? Relationships are two people, right? It's not one person. So granted, events might happen.
Yes.
That, okay, you would like to blame the other person.
True.
But what have I done, all this time? Like, how, what was my role in this? I think that's an important question to find out. Maybe that's a good starting point to see how much have I actually contributed to the success of this relationship. Have I really dedicated my time? And especially when you're thinking about leaving, maybe you would want to know that, okay, I've left knowing that I've actually done my best here, rather than leaving prematurely. And then you might regret later on that, oh, I should have probably tried harder, or I should have done things differently.
I think it's definitely hard to stay in a relationship when you're having those questions, because I think it does take time and effort. Then you have to put a lot of effort in.
Right.
I don't personally have any experience of marriage, but that's so I can imagine that it would be much harder to stay and try to figure it out. But of course.
It applies in a relationship as well, Elise. It doesn't have to be a marriage, but it can be in a relationship as well.
But I think marriage brings a different connotation as well, right? And
responsibility.
It's a sacred kind of union, isn't it?
And it comes back to that belief system. Where does marriage fit into your culture, or fit into your society, or fit into your personal belief, right? So a lot of people would believe that, marriage is. This is the one person you're not allowed to leave,
forever.
And it's forever, and that could be difficult for when you're looking at yourself and maybe thinking of being judged. Like, would I be judged, or how would the world, and in some cultures I think people are even dismissed out of the family, or because it's not even allowed, right? Or this is not what you should do, you should stay. So that's a huge burden to carry, right?
So you expect it to stay in a relationship although it's not working, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, a lot